Good morning and welcome to the Core Connection. I'm Mira Rubin here with you on Enlightened World Network. And today's topic is inviting possibility and bringing more synchronicities into our lives. So, before we get started, let's take a moment. Maggie's pretty vocal this morning. Let's take a moment and get present. Let's take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And imagine clean, crisp oxygen flooding your lungs, flowing into your bloodstream, nourishing all your cells and every organ. And as you exhale any tension, any stress, negativity, fatigue. And now let's take another deep breath in through your nose and hold it. And this time, imagine brilliant bright light lighting you up from the inside out, illuminating all your cells, electrifying and energizing all your electrons and all your molecules. And as you exhale any remaining negativity, fatigue, stress, tension. And now let's just gently press our palms together and very, very softly rub your fingers against your palms and feel the deliciousness of that sensation and bring yourselves present right here, right now. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, Rosalind. So good to have you here with us. And welcome to everybody else who is starting the week off here with us. Um, Inviting possibility. That's what we're going to talk about today. I just got off a call with um, my my new friend and potential partner in crime with the Eco Park, and we were talking about the business and how to be manifesting this, and he brought up that it was that he wanted to be able to maintain this the synchronicities and this the magic essentially, and to be evolving this venture from a place of positive expectancy. And I think that that's just a wonderful way to be living life, is with the kind of the expect miracles attitude. And when we have that attitude of positive expectancy, we are creating the magnetism, the invitation for those kinds of wonderful happenings. And I don't know about you, but awe and wonder are like my favorite things, and to just be in awe and appreciation of the magic and the way that things can just evolve and emerge in such a fantastical, unanticipated, beautiful way. And I think it can be easy to get caught up in the happenings of life or the news or any number of other things that can drag us into a place of, at the worst, fear, and depression. And the thing is that there's at these all possibilities are existing all at once. So there are these coexisting situations where there are things that we can be excited about and enlivened by, at the same time that there are things that we could be uh, terrified by or angered by. Um, and I we get to choose. We get to choose. And I think we talked about this at the end of last week about the power of about the study, this physics study that was um, hypothesizing we that reality is created by a network of observers. And so when we elevate ourselves, we elevate the reality that exists. Then and at the very, very least, we elevate our own experience, right? And what's interesting is that um, happiness tends to breed more happiness. And now that we're able to be seeing people's faces without masks in many situations, we get to invoke the power of the smile. I don't know if you've had the experience, but when I've seen people with particularly sour faces, sometimes smiling at that person turns their whole face around, and all of a sudden they'll smile too. It's infectious, right? It's contagious is what we want to say. A good mood is contagious, and a bad mood is too, if we're not paying attention. So the other day I was at a mall to pick up some new glasses, and also to see if I could get my phone fixed. And I was at the phone place, and there was a guy standing there. He's a big, tall guy with his arms crossed, with a really kind of scary look on his face. And I just tapped him on the arm. I said, "Hey, smile!" And he broke into this most beautiful smile. Like, this scary dude all of a sudden turned into somebody that was just inviting and lovely, and it was the coolest, most radical transformation in a split second. And so I think that when when we maintain ourselves, and I know sometimes it can be really challenging, but when we maintain ourselves in a higher frequency, we we promote that frequency out into the world. And we also have, like, that, having that sense of positive expectation is like, oh, it's a new adventure. What a what a don't know what's going to happen today. Who knows what's going to happen today? What magic is going to come my way today? And I remember a friend telling me about, I think it was her nephew, who would wake up in the morning and say, "Yay, it's today." And I know that a lot of us have had days where that's the last thing that's imaginable. But if we can figure out how to cultivate that enthusiasm, then good morning, Elaine. Welcome. So good to have you here this Monday. Um, we're talking about inviting possibility, because when we have that positive expectation, we are creating the the attraction for that kind of experience. And good morning, Paul. How wonderful to have you here. And I love this. The magical enchantment of living love makes life really alive. Yes, yes, yes. So we can we can connect to the love in our hearts. We can connect to our childlike excitement and our childlike innocence. Um, to be able to be seeing the magic and wonder, to be able to allow ourselves the experience of that. As adults, so many of us are conditioned to being so serious. And we really, I think, have so much more available to us when we access our childlike appreciation and enthusiasm for the world. That it doesn't take much. When we're in a deep dark place, it takes a lot. But but just as easily, in some respects, we can pull ourselves from that deep darkness and find just little delicious things. It could be the simplest thing, uh, So here's a beautiful, beautiful, amazing, simple thing that I think I consider miraculous that happened yesterday. I took myself outside to just hang out in the sun for a bit. And I actually brought a chair and everything, and I was outside sunbathing. And on Thursday night this past week at movie night, we showed a movie called More Than Honey about the bees. If you want to see something that is so profoundly compelling, this is an amazing movie. You can find it online. It's called More Than Honey. Anyway, it it woke me up to the bees in a whole new way, and I really had a deep connection and affiliation with the bees. So yesterday I was sitting outside and I'm just reading a book, and a bee comes over and lands on my arm. And I'm watching this bee, and I can see the pollen on its legs. And it's doing this amazing dance with its legs and the pollen. And it must have hung out for a good minute or two. And I just got to see it close up, playing with the pollen. And I don't know if it was trying to gather pollen from me or what. I don't know what would have attracted it to me, but it was the coolest thing, because I had this whole new appreciation for bees. I wasn't in the least bit afraid, and I was just able to observe it like inches from my face. It was remarkable, and I tickled my arm, and I felt like, what a gift. What a gift that this bee came over and hung out with me for a minute or two. It just was so uplifting to me, and awe inspiring, because of the synchronicity. I mean, what a magical synchronicity. First of all, I can't remember when a bee landed on me, like a BB rather than a yellow jacket or something. And and here it was right after we had seen this movie, and it just made me very, very, very happy. Little special moments like that, right? And so the inviting possibility. Um, and so I'm reminded of another time when I love chipmunks. I just adore chipmunks. And had gone on a hike, and I was thinking, oh, I would love to see a chipmunk. I haven't seen a chipmunk in so long. And I came home, and there was a chipmunk just at where I lived. It was just running across the driveway. There it was. It was amazing. And so, hello, Louise. Welcome, welcome. So good to have you here. Definitely, definitely. Louise says, I'm going to watch More Than Honey today. Thank you. Bees have been around me for a while. Yes, it's heartbreaking in certain respects. And I do want to say that if you're interested in saving the bees, which means saving humanity, by the way, because without the bees, we don't have, I think it's like more than a third of the food that we eat is pollinated by bees, or is pollinated. And if bees disappear, we're in deep trouble. So you can go check out fungi.com, fungi.com. And that is Paul Stamets's website, fungi.com. And they have a program. When you're on his website, search for, under their programs, bees, because they have put together, it's not on the market yet, but they have put together a, a feeder for bees that has a mixture of mycelium, or some kind of mixture derived from mushrooms that helps to boost the immune system of the bees. And what's happening is that there's a thing going on called colony collapse, because the bees, because of the fertilizers and the fungicides and the herbicides and the monocropping and all that we've been doing, it has really, really poisoned the bees, and their immune systems are really low. So they're being attacked by all kinds of um, different pests, one of which is called the varroa mite. And the varroa mite injects them with all kinds of viruses, and their wings wither and they end up dying. So by boosting their immune system, it also helps to kill the varroa mites. So there are solutions, and so if you're going to go watch the movie, know that there are solutions. Go to fungi.com if you're a bee advocate and want to get involved in saving the bees. It's a big deal. So Paul says, real love is magical. Open hearts attracts the warmth of nature. That's beautiful, beautiful, Paul. And Elaine says, love the bees. I have flowers for them. They're my beautiful friends. They're remarkable. This is an amazing movie. Please definitely check it out. And Louise says, life giver. Indeed, they are. Rosalind says, I want to plant drought tolerant plants that support the monarch butterflies and bees. My coworker started cultivating milkweed and other native plants. That's awesome. Yeah, so the monarchs depend on milkweed, and milkweed, you could actually eat the pods. I haven't figured out the right time to harvest them to be able to cook them up and eat them, but it's milkweed's good for us too. And the monarch butterflies depend on them. That's awesome, Rosalind. Very cool. And Louise says, I've signed up for an online course about bees. It's on Oprah. I'm not sure what Ohm is. Is that the Oprah network? Um, I'll check out fungi.com. Thank you. You're so welcome, Louise. And Elaine says, I have hundreds of bees in the trees and flowers here. Well, I bet you they're responding in a great deal to your energy, Elaine. Bees are magical. I've been wanting to keep bees for years, and I'm in an apartment, so I'm not in a place where I can. But there are ways to keep bees that are not exploitative, that are loving and magical. And if you go to Stamit's website, to fungi.com, you'll see him. He's covered in bees, just covered by them. And a lot of beekeepers are doing it commercially to just make money, and aren't really connected to the fact that these are living creatures. And yeah, so there are ways to be cultivating or keeping bees that are connected and collaborative and humane. But how we do it commercially is pretty, it's on the it's on the same page as factory farming, which is really, really um, bad news. Really, really bad news. So anyway, um, magic, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about inviting possibility. And one of the ways to invite possibility is to not be obsessively um, fixed in the way that we're looking at a situation, right? And Elaine says about the bees, they can communicate with you if you want to listen by feeling. Interesting, interesting. Well, I felt like I was communicating with the little bee that was on my arm that came to visit. I really did. I was like just saying hello and giving it so much love, but I didn't I didn't think to listen by feeling. I like that idea. Definitely, if I ever have the opportunity again, I will, I will try that for sure. So inviting possibility is very much about have holding. This is an expression I use again and again and again, but holding with open hand. You know, so it's kind of we've also been talking lately about the distinction between intention and expectation. And so when we reside more in intention, we have more space for possibility than if we reside in expectation. Because what's happening is when we have expectation, we're narrowing our field of view. So we can't see as many possibilities, right? And so inviting possibility is widening our peripheral view, right? So that we can perceive more possibilities, and invite those experiences. So Elaine says, I had someone working on my porch to fix it, and he didn't do it right. And a bee came and checked his work out and got in his face. That's a riot. That is wild. Very, very funny. Rosalind says, I like hearing Maggie. It's like there's a bird in my kitchen right now. Um, Thank you, Rosalind. It's holding this space. You guys, you guys are contributing to me in a huge way too by being here. And Elaine says he fixed it. The guy that had the bee in his face. That's so awesome. That's so funny. And I know that I don't know. My thinking is that probably you come more to see Maggie than you do to see me or hear Maggie, which is fine. But anything that gets you here, that's great. She's agreeing. What a character she is, right? Hi, Meg. Hey, buddy. All your fans are watching. Yeah. Where are they? Where are they? So, anyway, opening for possibility is holding with open hand so that something even better and completely unanticipated can come along. Thanks, Louise. She thinks so. I think so too. She knows she's a pretty girl. Are you a pretty girl, Maggie? Are you a pretty girl? Huh? Yeah. She has a lot to say today for sure. Um, oh, Elaine, thank you. I will check them out. That's awesome. Elaine sent pictures. I'm excited to see them. Very cool. So, yeah, inviting possibility. Let's do that today. Let's just be looking for the magic, because there is really magic all around us, and we get to open our child eyes to be able to see it and experience it, and open our hearts, right? Because that's what happens when we open to possibility. What we're really doing is we're opening our hearts and opening our minds, and moving into allowing ourselves to experience. And Elaine says, I live in a wonderland of life. And that same wonder, I believe you do, Elaine, and that same wonderland is available to all of us. It's coming from the inside out, because there's so much, any possibility is here and present for us. And we get to tune ourselves in to the possibilities of delight and awe and wonder and joy, curiosity, excitement, So it's more fun. It's more fun. It's no less real. And yes, we go through dark passages, and that's only to be able to appreciate the light and the joy that much more. So on that note, Elaine says yes in the heart, indeed. And so on that note, I'm going to call it a morning with you. I'm Mira Rubin. This is the Core Connection. This is Maggie. And we go live each weekday morning on the Enlightened World Network Facebook page at 9 a.m. Eastern. It's such a joy. So thank you, thank you, thank you for being here with me. And invite miracles today. Enjoy.